Hey y'all, and welcome back. Today we will be reviewing and reacting to a compilation of clips by Slapped Ham titled "These Scary Clips Are Going Viral Right Now." So let's see what type of scary clips these are, shall we?
Here's a quick and weird one to start today's episode off right. It was posted to our Slapped Ham subreddit by John Seagull, and within 2 days it shot to over 2 million views. Take a look at what's causing a stir. Believed to have been captured somewhere in rural India, these farmers seem to have encountered something unsettling. Given that it went viral so quickly, we thought we just had to show it. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this bizarre clip in the comments down below.
This clip kind of reminds me of a story that was told on one of Unexplained Encounters by Darkness Prevails. It kind of reminds me of that. There was this person who wrote into Darkness Prevails about a story where it was they were plowing a field and everything. There was it was a patch of field that was really, really overgrown, and they had these strange occurrences of a very similarly described creature coming and basically kind of making their life a living hell while they tried to clean this field up for somebody. Now, I'm not going to go into full detail about this story because I just remember it in passing. And if y'all do like unexplained encounter stories and things like that, I would suggest going to Darkness Prevails because it's a very good one. It says Tales from the Break Rooms, Unexplained Encounters. They have a whole slew of these ones. They actually have a podcast called EerieCast. But anyway, we're not going to go fully into that. But this right here, I mean, you can obviously tell that these farmers are really upset about something, but I don't feel it would be those rake-esque figures there. There's probably more than likely was AI generated in there, and it was probably a bunch of jackals, because I do know that jackals are pretty aggressive. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that's probably what they were put in, dealing with during this kind of altercation here, and their tractor got stuck in the sand and everything. But this is just a little too much, I feel like a lot of AI situation going on with this one. But you know what? Let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and we'll move on to the next.
Oh my, that's super spooky. I thought somebody's back there, right?
TikTok user Chris Netzel Official, a United States Marine Corps veteran and former police officer turned paranormal investigator, has uploaded another eerie encounter. Known for his explorations into the supernatural, this next investigation, set in a cemetery, has left viewers debating the boundaries between the living and the dead. The video begins with Chris using a spirit box to communicate with any potential spirits.
You died very recently? Is your headstone close by? Tongue terror. Yeah? Okay. Am I going the right direction? Cross the road? Okay. We're going.
As the exchange continues, the alleged spirit identifies itself as Tyler.
Okay. Is it this direction? Just make sure you tell me when to stop. Cemetery, yes. Can you give me your name, if you don't mind? We must stay. Hurting. I'm so sorry. Tyler. Hi, Tyler.
Another voice, introducing itself as Eugene, joins the conversation.
Is your headstone this way? You said go north. This is north. Eugene and Tyler.
As the investigation progresses, the tone shifts dramatically. Tyler warns of impending harm.
Am I in the right area?
They mean you harm.
They mean me harm. Listen, I don't mind talking to good or bad spirits, okay?
The spirits' responses grow increasingly aggressive, with demands for Chris to leave the area.
Dark spirit. This is sacred ground, you guys. 100% dark spirit. Tyler or Eugene? Do not go. Do you not want me to go any further?
Get out of here.
The chilling audio has sparked debate within the paranormal community. Supporters of Chris Netzel's work see the recording as compelling evidence of supernatural activity, while skeptics question its authenticity, attributing the eerie voices to coincidence or misinterpretation of the spirit box's output. So could this be proof of the afterlife, or is it something else entirely? Share your thoughts with one another in the comments down below.
Tyler or Eugene? Do not go. Do you not want me to go any further?
Get out of here.
I always find it interesting that the skeptics of this say that maybe he was misinterpreting the spirit box. I'm sorry, but it seemed very like nothing was up to interpretation, in my personal opinion. These were direct, signals coming from the spirit box. My whole thing is, if they wanted to go through and do a totally skeptical thing, is how about he had recorded this previously when he did find the headstones of Tyler and Eugene. That's very plausible, more so than misinterpreting the spirit boxes. But if any of y'all have ever dealt with spirit boxes, talking boards, dowsing rods, and things like that, you do know that there's a good bit of strength in those type of devices. I've actually had I've been very fortunate to have been able to utilize all sorts of methods in communication, and spirit boxes are very, very interesting. I mean, I've utilized one in the past when talking to spirits that I felt inside my apartment, and I got very, very direct information from these. It was more so with during the time of the prohibition and everything. So there was some interesting conversations I had, but before y'all think, oh well, maybe it was the application you were using that could maybe feed off of some of my words and things like that and kind of spit a response out for me. I was asking the questions in my head, and the application was answering the questions that I had asked in my head. So, we can have that type of situation in terms of these spirit boxes. You don't necessarily have to speak the words out. You can say them in your head with intention, and they can give you a pretty decent answer. So my whole thing is, with this one, he could very well, quite possibly, be speaking to this Tyler and Eugene, or, like I said before, this is always a part that could be hoaxed out in terms of having, previously recorded information that just because he had went through and seen these names in the cemetery recently. So, I mean, I'll leave it up to y'all and what y'all think. I'm a very big proponent in the usage of spirit boxes and things like that to speak with people who've done passed on before. So let me know in the comments what y'all think. You think this one was legit, or did he go and previously record this and have a little bit of underhandedness in the intention, if you know what I mean? But let me know in the comments below which one y'all think, and we'll move on.
A TikTok clip originally posted by user CRSLuzX has been making waves online, leaving viewers baffled and debating its origins. Said to be recorded in China back in November 2015, the eerie CCTV footage captures an elevator ride that seems to defy logic, and possibly reality itself. The footage begins with a woman entering an elevator. It appears to operate normally, at first stopping on several empty floors as it descends. However, as the ride continues, something strange happens. The elevator doesn't stop as expected when it nears the ground floor. Instead, it keeps going and going. She begins to panic as the elevator descends for what feels like an impossibly long time. After several minutes of this inexplicable descent, the elevator finally stops. The doors close and the elevator returns to the ground floor, as if nothing had happened. The mysterious nature of the clip has sparked countless theories among viewers. Many suggest the elevator malfunctioned and somehow slipped into an alternate dimension, delivering the woman to an entirely foreign reality. Others propose a more grounded explanation, theorizing that the video is part of a movie or even a staged production. Interestingly, while many claim it's from a film, no one's been able to identify which one. Some commenters have pointed out the eeriness of the situation, drawing parallels to urban legends and creepypasta stories about elevators acting as gateways to other worlds. Others dismiss the clip as creative editing or a viral marketing stunt. So what do you think? Is this evidence of a glitch in reality or simply a cleverly crafted piece of fiction? Let me know down below.
Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. This one's fake. I have proof that this one is fake right here. But just question for y'all, leave it in the comments below. Would y'all honestly, if you were on an elevator and it did all this craziness right here and kept going and going and going and going and going and going down, 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 further down before, just to, almost the center of the earth, right? Would y'all get out? Would you honestly get out into a darkened area that you have no clue what the hell is in there? I'm sorry, my ass would be kept in that elevator and pressed into just in the farthest corner of it that I can be in until those damn doors closed and it went right back up. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know in the comments below if y'all do the same thing, or would you actually go out and explore? I'm sorry, I would never explore. As for the receipts, inside the comment section of Slapped Ham, there was a person who sat there and found out that this is from a movie. I think it was a movie somewhere in Asia. I'll actually leave the clip of the person's comment right here. I apologize for the way I said it. I said a foreign film, but it probably very well could have been. But as y'all can see, it says the elevator video clip is from a YouTube series called Fake Documentary Q, a found footage horror series. So he very well could have took it from some sort of foreign film type of person trying to start out and everything. But the fact of the matter remains, this right here has been totally debunked. And, it's a good thing we do have a few sleuths within the community as well. I mean, most of the stuff, I see a lot of people, they'll go through and do the same thing I'm doing, but they don't make videos. They do it all in the comment section of this. And, I do this type of thing, and I kind of want to show the light of these things just simply because I don't want everybody to think that either everything is real or everything is fake. At the end of the day, we need people to be able to show these footages and be able to speak about this type of stuff right here, so we know for a fact that, hey, this, there's a lot of people who's kind of making the paranormal community look as if it is bullshit. Simply put, that people will think this is bullshit, especially with evidence like this. No, there are things in this realm that we cannot understand, and I like to try to figure out exactly what we're looking at here, and also discern the truth from the falsehoods. I don't want to go into too much of a tangent about it, but I just wanted to show y'all this evidence and give you a reasoning why I do this type of stuff, and that I wish kind of more people would do it, because at the end of the day, you have people who can pretty much believe anything, But anyway, let's move on to the next one.
An intriguing mystery is unfolding over on TikTok, where user House Watson is documenting a series of bizarre occurrences in their recently purchased 1903 Victorian home. The account, described in their own bio as haunting, restoring our very own 1903 Victorian home on a budget and a prayer, has drawn significant attention as followers speculate about the supernatural and symbolic elements tied to the property. The eerie journey began with a simple clip. House Watson started recording after hearing strange noises coming from the roof of their historic home.
What's right here?
Above here, stairs. Shh. Stop.
The video, equal parts chilling and fascinating, marked the first time the homeowner suspected their house might be haunted.
Alright, you'll have to go upstairs.
Since that initial encounter, strange sounds have become a recurring theme. From unexplained footsteps to creaking floors, the home seems alive with activity. One particularly unsettling event occurred when the husband left the shower mid-rinse after hearing what sounded like someone walking throughout the house. A thorough search revealed no intruder. Things took an even stranger turn when the family discovered that the house was originally built by a Freemason. This revelation opened a new chapter of intrigue as they began noticing symbolic oddities around the property.
From the front of the house, you can see that each pillar has the sun rays, and the moon. Oh, and the top of our house is a triangle.
For example, 2 columns on the front porch align perfectly with the rising hunter's moon, the first full moon after the harvest moon. The clip captures the alignment, fueling speculation that the home's design might hold deeper, esoteric meaning. Digging further, the homeowners uncovered other symbols and architectural details that hint at connections to Freemasonry. These findings have sparked numerous questions. Was the house designed with intentional spiritual or mystical elements? Could it be challenging some ancient energy or serving as a kind of conduit? Freemasonry, with its long history and deep symbolism, has been a wellspring of conspiracy theories for centuries. From allegations of political control and occult rituals to embedded symbols in everyday architecture, Freemasonry's secretive nature has made it a target for intrigue. Popular theories often suggest links to the New World Order, hidden religious beliefs, or the embedding of mystical symbols into seemingly mundane designs. In this context, the TikToker's home becomes even more fascinating. The alignment of the hunter's moon with the porch columns, coupled with other unexplained phenomena, has led followers to wonder if the house's Masonic origins might be tied to its eerie happenings. Whether the occurrences are paranormal, coincidental, or simply quirks of an old home, one thing's certain: House Watson's journey is captivating an ever-growing audience eager to uncover the truth behind their mysterious Victorian residence.
Wow, this was a long clip. Anyway, sorry, nah, I just, it was pretty darn long, let's be honest. But, there is some power in that whole Freemasons thing. I mean, most of the founding fathers that we had here in the United States were part of the Freemasons. So there was a lot of rituals, a lot of intent put in designs of houses of people who were part of the Freemasons. And there's a lot of rituals we still don't know about unless you are a member of the Freemasons. They keep the secrets very, very, very close to their chest. So, I mean, would I be surprised in how the layout of a house is for a Freemason, that it would go around moon phases or have a bit of superstition in terms of alignment with celestial bodies? No, I'm not surprised at all. But what is concerning to me is that a lot of times those Freemason houses do have hidden compartments, hidden hallways and things like that. I really hope they scoped out a lot of it. And as for the footsteps, I mean, that was pretty unnerving with it. I would just, to be on the safe side with this one, I would double check and have local law enforcement go through just to make sure that nobody's hiding out in some nooks and crannies within this house. Also, considering it's Victorian, there is a lot of, hidden passages and stuff like that they also used during the Victorian times. And for it to have been standing as long as it did, it was there during Prohibition, of course. So there would be also hidden compartments in places like that, especially according to where this house is. I would just feel that it would be safe, get local law enforcement involved, have a good quick search of the house, just to make sure that there's no froggers within the house, because that would be first my concern before anything supernatural or paranormal. If they can't find any signs of anybody disturbing certain areas within the house, and all the cubby holes have been looked into and everything, then I would, suggest more of a paranormal route to go with this, because they did seem like this is a common occurrence, but also a common occurrence that they didn't understand. But, like I said, leave it in the comments below. Do y'all think that maybe he had his wife going upstairs and that somebody else was filming, or they got somebody else involved on this? Or is this a true manner of maybe possibly wanting to get the law enforcement involved before you start bringing in any paranormal experts? Well, leave it in the comments and we'll move on.
Drivers on Michigan's M53 just outside downtown Detroit in Macomb County are alarmed by strange, unidentifiable sounds echoing along the highway. The phenomenon has stirred confusion, concern, and even some amusement among locals, with descriptions ranging from aliens to opera singers and whales. The unsettling noises, described as long, low wails, are reported to occur specifically on the northbound side of M53 near 18.5 Mile Road, and only in the right lane. Drivers have been so unnerved that some have pulled over suspecting car trouble, only to find their vehicles perfectly fine. A local news reporter from Local 4 News recently visited the site after the sounds gained traction in the Macomb County, Michigan residents' Facebook group. While filming her segment, the reporter herself appeared startled when she heard the eerie wailing sounds firsthand.
There it is. What do you think that sounds like? Some people it sounds like whales, an opera singer. I think it kind of sounds like seals. We're talking with that dog, trying to figure out what's causing that noise, and people are pulling over thinking there's something wrong with their tire or their cars. They say it's dangerous.
The community has proposed various theories about the eerie sounds on M53, ranging from UFO activity and ghostly presences to more rational explanations like wind interacting with highway infrastructure or faulty drainage systems. Some even humorously compare the noises to whales communicating.
What do you think that sounds like? Some people it sounds like whales, an opera singer. I think it kind of sounds like seals.
Following the buzz, Local 4 News launched an investigation, sending their team to the scene to document the phenomenon. While their findings have yet to provide a definitive explanation, the on-camera reaction of the reporter experiencing the sounds in real time has only deepened the mystery.
There it is. What do you think that sounds like? Some people it sounds like whales, an opera singer. I think it kind of sounds like seals.
That is a pretty strange sound. Now, if any of y'all listen to me from Michigan, if y'all ever been on this road, let me know. Do y'all really hear this sound like this, or is it an over-exaggeration of it? Now, I'm very curious. I want to know. Leave it in the comments below if y'all are from Michigan and you have been on this road before and you heard the sound. Let me know. I mean, I want to know, is this exaggerated a little bit so you can hear it a little bit more, or is this how that sounds, honestly? Because it's just a little curiosity thing for me. I mean, there's times when things get a little pulled out of proportion. And that just brings me back to what I'm thinking is like, you know, if y'all ever heard wind coming through below a bridge and things like that, it does cause some eerie sounds. So I'm thinking more along the lines that it's that, because she is close enough to that bridge that, you know, it could develop some sounds and things like that. Little shock, you could hear it over a vehicle, but then again, turn off the music and all the other stuff, you can hear pretty good amount of stuff while you're driving down the road and everything. So I'm just curious. Any people from Michigan, let me know in the comments, like I said, about if y'all have heard it. If not, then you know what, this could be just a whole ploy, so to say. But then again, I don't think it would, especially with the local news being involved with it. But anyway, I'm just stating that it's probably more than likely the wind coming through that bridge, and it's just creating a sound with the way it whips through. Because obviously you can see it is probably fall, early winter, before the lake effect snows have came into everything and just turned it into a winter wonderland. And especially since it's on the right side of the road, on the northbound, it definitely has to do with something with that bridge, because just the way it's all set up right there, there's got to be some sort of like almost wind tunnel effect to create that noise to come whistling through. But enough speculating on it, because I could be here all day talking about it with y'all and going into the scientific detail of it. But, you know, I don't want to do that, so let's move on to the next.
A chilling piece of footage has taken social media by storm, leaving millions of viewers debating its authenticity. The viral clip, shared on X by user MyLordBebo, quickly amassed over 19 million views and sparked intense discussions online. Take a look at what's causing the stir. A woman lying in a casket briefly opens her eyes. The unsettling detail led to widespread speculation, with many suggesting she had been buried alive, while others pointed to supernatural explanations. However, as the clip continued to circulate, the truth came to light. The video was revealed to be a staged hoax by TikTok user Armin Salon, a popular content creator from the Philippines known for his elaborate pranks and viral stunts. Despite the revelation, the clip's impact remains significant, demonstrating how quickly clips like this can spread and captivate audiences worldwide.
Well, I will say they did get me at first. I honestly thought maybe, different culture, maybe in different country, different methods of preserving the body, and there's different customs with that. There's some countries that don't use embalming fluid and everything like we do in the United States, and the gases and things like that could very well have something like that happen. Luckily for us, this was just all a hoax and everything, but it's something to think about, that there are instances where situations like this happen and there's a perfectly scientific explanation for it, and that's the buildup of gases. I mean, I've heard stories of the body sitting straight up on the morgue table because of gases due to decomposition. So at least we know that this one was a hoax and not the real thing. So let's move on to the next.
Here's a quick and gross one from Facebook user Albert Leal. Enjoy. I think I'll just have the salad.
Now, I have seen something similar to that happen before, but it was more so just, after the fact that it had been unalived, So this is probably a very, very fresh piece of meat that's done been cut off and everything. And within such a quick period of time, the nervous system and everything still reacts to, it's acting like it's still alive, so to say. I mean, y'all know the phrase of running around like a chicken with your head cut off. That's kind of very similar to what this type of situation is right here. I ain't never seen it that far along, in a sense of it being like hung up on a meat hook and the cooler's still doing that. But there's always that possibility, because it's according to how quick they've done dressed the animal in question. Now, I know if any of y'all ever been hunting and also had to field dress your prey, you would have seen something very, very similar to this. Now, this right here, that's not really anything crazy or anything. This is just science behind this, and it's the nervous system still reacting to the response. I mean, let me know in the comments below if y'all ever seen anything like this out in the wild when y'all have been maybe hunting, or been to maybe a butcher block where they go and take care of the animals right there, so it'll be ultimate freshness. Let me know in the comments below if y'all ever seen it, because I know I've seen this before, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm able to tell you what exactly is going on with this one. So let's just move on to the next.
The 1947 UFO crash near Roswell, New Mexico has remained one of the most enduring and controversial events in modern history. Central to this mystery are the alleged interviews conducted by US Army Air Force nurse Matilda O'Donnell McElroy with the purported surviving pilot of the crash, referred to as Eel. Decades later, these interviews and Matilda's personal notes surfaced, sparking debate and intrigue among researchers and enthusiasts. In July 1947, according to reports, Matilda McElroy was stationed at the Roswell Army Airfield as part of the 509th Bomb Group. Following reports of a mysterious aircraft crash, Matilda allegedly accompanied counterintelligence officers to the crash site. Upon arrival, she claimed to have encountered wreckage of an advanced, unidentified craft and the body of a small humanoid being. To her astonishment, the being was reportedly alive and conscious. Matilda described the being as neither biological nor robotic, exhibiting unique characteristics that defied standard biological norms. It lacked a mouth or sensory organs and appeared to communicate telepathically. Recognizing her apparent ability to connect with the being, Matilda was tasked with conducting interviews under strict military oversight. Over a series of sessions, Matilda allegedly engaged in telepathic dialogue with the being, who identified itself as Eel, an officer pilot and engineer from a civilization spanning trillions of years. According to the transcripts, El described its home world as part of a vast domain referred to as the birthplace world, possessing immense technological and intellectual advancements. El reportedly claimed that the craft had crashed due to an electrical discharge from Earth's atmosphere. The being revealed that their civilization had been observing Earth for an extended period, viewing it as property of their domain. While the stated intention was to preserve and protect, El's responses raised questions about the nature of their control over the planet. According to the transcripts, Matilda's interviews covered a wide range of topics, including Earth's place in the cosmos, humanity's origins, and the purpose of life. However, El allegedly refused to disclose technical information about the spacecraft or its systems, citing security protocols. Despite attempts by others to establish communication, only Matilda was reportedly able to interact with the being, making her the sole conduit of this information. After her discharge from the military, Matilda claimed to have retained a copy of the typewritten transcripts, hiding them for decades. In 2007, at the age of 83, she reportedly sent the documents along with personal notes and explanatory letters to researcher Lawrence R. Spencer before taking her own life. Matilda emphasized the importance of the information, believing it contained answers to humanity's most profound questions about existence and the universe. The transcripts were later published by Spencer, accompanied by footnotes from his research into their authenticity. Available as a free PDF and in book and audiobook formats, the material has sparked intense debate. Proponents view the transcripts as potentially groundbreaking evidence of extraterrestrial contact, while skeptics dismiss them as a hoax or speculative fiction. While the authenticity of the transcripts remains unverified, their content continues to fascinate. Whether viewed as alleged evidence of a government cover-up or an elaborate work of fiction, the Matilda McElroy transcripts contribute to the enduring mystery of the Roswell incident. They invite ongoing exploration of humanity's place in the universe and the possibility of extraterrestrial life.
And with this clip, we are at the end of our video. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to say, if you've enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. I have a lot more coming out with like this, videos similar to this, and I have a lot more that's going to be coming when it starts getting a little bit warmer outside. Right now, it's just a bit too cold to do some things that I have an idea for, so I just want to wait till it warms up just a little bit for those. But I do hope y'all are enjoying these, and if you do, please subscribe. But anyway, let's go back to this video. Now, it is an interesting concept of this happening. It brings in Roswell, it brings in the military, and 1947, that was a big year where there was a lot of speculation on this. And it's just intriguing that this nurse, McElroy, you can't really find anything really about her. I tried looking it up just, to make things a little bit easier. And the only thing that really comes up is this book by Lawrence Spencer. And, it supposedly deals with her transcripts in communicating with this alien. But there's nothing about Matilda O'Donnell McElroy anywhere. There's, you would think with this much publicity on this type of content, I guess you could say, that there would be at least a little footnote of her anywhere, like birthday, death day, even where she grew up. There's nothing. I tried looking it up for y'all, and I could not find anything. And what's interesting in regards to Lawrence Spencer's book about this is that he mentions that this is a work of fiction, but also goes on to say that this is a true event. I heard that it was supposedly, when he was getting it published and everything, that they told him he had to put that this was a work of fiction on it. Whether that's true or not, you know, it's besides the point, but he does mention that this work is fiction. So I just want to leave it with that, and the fact that I can't find any information about this nurse. There's not even like a service record or anything, and you know, most of that would be public information. So we can take this with a grain of salt, or is there another cover up with this? You know, leave it in the comments below if y'all think maybe this is a cover up, or maybe this is just a nice elaborate hoax that was brought about by this author. And just like I say, leave it in the comments and let me know what y'all think. And I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll see y'all next time.